Hello everybody, welcome to my office. Today we are going to be doing an office tour. This is probably the biggest transformation I've made to a room in my home. Because I do work from home, I just didn't really feel like I was being as productive as maybe I was able to be because I didn't really have a space to work. I was just kind of floating in the middle of my house. So I decided to switch things around in my house. I ended up moving my filming room into another room, which is now my studio. And this room was then empty and able to be transformed into an office. All right, so let's get into the tour. So first, what I want to talk about is what my overall inspo was for the room, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of where my head was at as I was designing this. So I was really going back and forth between what kind of style I wanted to do in this room, but I ended up landing on doing something that was just fun, that made me feel good, because this is a room that I essentially create in. It's my creative space. So I wanted to be in a space that made me feel happy, that made me feel creative, and that just kind of inspired me. So that just meant creating a room that was fun, that didn't really take itself too seriously. So I definitely leaned a little bit more on the eclectic side as far as the styling goes and the pieces that I did end up choosing. So when I was actually putting this room together, the first thing that I found that really caught my eye that I knew I needed to include in this space was this rug. My rug came in this morning. Look at this. Is this not like the funnest thing you've ever seen in your life? How fun is this rug? This is like a leopard cheetah print rug from CB2, and honestly guys, like I do not really consider myself to be an animal print type of person. Like it's just not really something that I'm normally drawn to, but for whatever reason I just kept going back to this rug, so I knew that I kind of had to build the room around it. You may also notice that I layered a jute rug underneath the leopard print rug, and that's because I realized that when I received the leopard print rug that it was too small. So I texted an interior designer that I know and I asked her what she thinks I should do to fix the situation without me having to go ahead and return the rug. And she suggested that I just get a larger rug to put underneath it that was in like a jute texture to kind of make it look a little bit bigger, and it would also give it a little bit more of like a vintage eclectic layered look, which is again what I'm going for in the room anyway. It was kind of like a happy mistake. So let's talk about this wallpaper, because I feel like this is probably the biggest statement in the room besides the rug. I knew going into this that I wanted my desk to be up against this back wall, and I wanted this back wall to also be a statement. So I thought that putting a wallpaper would be a really good idea. So I just spent the last 10 minutes trying to figure out what order the panels go in. I think I figured it out. They seem to line up pretty perfectly. Now all that's left to do is just put them on the wall. And then the two tools that you're gonna need are these guys, a squeegee. This is actually just like the squeegee that I use to clean my shower, but it should be fine. And then an X-Acto knife to cut off any excess wallpaper. And the X-Acto knife is really the only part that really concerns me, but we'll get there when we get there. I actually found this wallpaper really quickly. As soon as I saw it, it kind of just caught my eye, and I thought that it looked so cool next to the cheetah print rug, and I knew right away that that had to be the wallpaper for this back wall. And I actually found it off of Etsy. It's essentially just a peel and stick wallpaper, so it's actually very easy to install. I did it all by myself, okay? Can I just say that again? I did it all by myself. The wallpaper itself is kind of like a rose quartz inspired texture, which I love because I'm really into crystals. You guys probably don't know that. I don't really talk about that often, but I love crystals. There's crystals all over my house. There's even some crystals in here, which you guys will see. So I just thought it was really fitting. Should we talk about this? Yeah. This is the pièce de résistance in the entire room. Not gonna lie, it feels a little bit weird to have my own name in like a neon light. Feels like a lot, but I really didn't know what else to put. I was trying to think of different quotes or different sayings or things that I could put that weren't my name, but everything I would come up with just felt really cheesy. So I decided to just F it. Now the company that did create this, they're called Something Neon. They are based in Montreal, Canada, and they're amazing. I highly recommend that you guys check them out. If you do live in Montreal, they will install it for you. I actually chose to do a sign without any backing on it. So it definitely took a professional to properly install it onto the wall. He actually had to glue it onto the wallpaper itself and put the wiring through the wall so that no wiring would be visible. But if you live outside of Montreal, I do believe you can actually order signs from them, but it's gonna have to be on a backing so that you yourself can hang it yourself. And I did actually end up using the same font that's in the banner on my YouTube channel. I mean, if that's not a statement, then I don't know what it is. I think this is just the best. So now let's talk about the desk, because obviously an office could not be complete without it. So I was actually having a little bit of trouble trying to find a perfect desk for the space. So initially I bought a desk from West Elm and I thought it would be perfect because it was like this really cool kind of chunky white desk, but it ended up looking kind of weird in this space. When I had it up against the wall, it was a little bit too short. I found that it kind of made the wall itself look shorter because it didn't go across the entire wall. It just really didn't work. So I was trying to figure out what other desk I wanted to put in here, and I realized that I had something already in my house that would fit perfectly in here. It's like this beautiful wood texture. It has a really pretty chevron pattern. It's actually a kitchen countertop from IKEA. And not only is it long, but it's actually quite deep. It is 25 inches in depth, which is like honestly so perfect for a nice roomy desk if you do have the space for it. You do, however, have to purchase the legs separately because this is just a kitchen countertop, but I did also get the legs from IKEA, so you can get it all in one place. I'm really happy that I ended up going with this desk. Not only did the size work out perfectly, but the colors are also, I find, because this is like a nice natural brown wood and then the legs are like this nice birch color, it really ties in the rug. I do find that when you want to make a piece look a little bit more like it was there on purpose, to tie it in like 2 or 3 other places throughout the room, whether that's in the same color or the same texture, I found that makes a big difference in the overall design. Then I also have a little lamp here, which was actually sitting on this when it was used as a console table, and I just kind of brought it with it because I didn't want them to be apart. The lamp also looks really nice and luxurious and expensive, but it was from HomeSense and it was quite inexpensive. So on either side of the wallpaper wall, I have my bookshelves. This was probably my biggest investment for this room. I was really trying to figure out a way to put shelving here that would be cost effective and that would also look really great. Now initially I was gonna do floating shelves here, and you know, I'm handy, but I'm not that handy, and I tried to MacGyver up some floating shelves and it just didn't work. So I decided to kind of look at what other alternatives there would be, and I kept going back to these shelves from CB2 because they were literally so perfect for this space. It was like they were built for this space. They were just the perfect width, they were the perfect height, they were the perfect color. It was just kind of everything that I needed. Also very easy to install. You pretty much just like assemble it on the floor and then you just drill in some anchors at the top and drill it in. It took like maybe a total of 20 minutes each shelf. So this is the last big piece that I have in here to really talk about with you guys. So what makes this piece so special is I actually found it when I was in Maui. So every time I look at it, I'm kind of just reminded of those like really nice memories. So again, just adds to the great vibes of this room. So as I was walking along a shopping area in Maui, I came across this really cool poster store that sold vintage posters from like the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. And we spent like 2 hours in there probably going through hundreds and hundreds of posters. And while we were going through all of them, I came across this guy and I completely fell in love with it. So this is a print of an advertisement that was done for Chanel by Andy Warhol. This is not an original Andy Warhol, please do not get me wrong, but it is an original ad from that time that they released these. This print does come in different like color stories. I think there was like a pink one, there was a purple and red one, but I ended up going with this guy because I felt like all the colors in here really tied into all the colors in my room so perfectly. Again, it was like it was made for the room. So anyways, I ended up getting that print shipped from Hawaii to me, and then I framed it myself, which was actually more expensive than the print. It was ridiculous. No regrets. I think it was really totally worth it. So those are all of like the big pieces in this room. Now let me talk about some of the details. So first we have the chair. I know a lot of you guys are gonna have a lot of questions about this chair, and I'm so sorry to say that unfortunately this was actually a sample from like a local furniture company, so it's not actually on sale anywhere. I just got really lucky and I was able to pick it up like on a fluke. I really love the color of it though. I feel like, again, it just adds even more personality to the room, which is so wonderful. And then of course, styling the shelves was very important. I didn't really want them to be too busy, so I just kind of put some things that just sparked joy in me. Two of those things are absolutely my giant pothos that I am very proud of. They are the only plants that have thrived in my care. They are so long and so luscious. I also have a variety of very important books on display, including some Harry Potter ones, because obviously. I have a whole section for tarot books because I'm really into tarot cards. Ooh, something else that's also really special. This is a little leopard Swarovski animal that my mom gifted to me because she said that it reminded her of our tattoos that we got together. All right, guys, that's it. Very short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I've transformed my office space. Don't forget to let me know all of your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think of the space. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and of course subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.